Exodus 2. Before God ever uses you in public, he hides you in private. Before he delivers nations, he protects one child. And before purpose ever shows up loud, it usually starts quiet. A man from the house of Levi took a woman from the same tribe. They weren't famous. They didn't have power. They didn't have opinions. But she became pregnant. And when the child was born, she looked at him and knew. This wasn't just a baby. This was something God had his hand on. The problem? Pharaoh had ordered that every Hebrew boy be thrown into the river. So, this mother did the only thing faith does when fear is everywhere. She hid him. For 3 months, she kept him quiet, covered him, protected him, but hiding has a time limit. When she couldn't hide him anymore, she didn't give him up. She gave him to God. She made a basket of reeds, sealed it with a pitch, and laid her child in the river, not sending him away, placing him into God's hands. She didn't know how God would do it. She just trusted that God would. The sister stood at a distance, watching, waiting, believing something was about to happen. Then, Pharaoh's daughter came down to bathe. She saw the basket. She opened it, and the baby cried. That cry broke through Apau's heart. She knew who he was. She knew where he came from. She knew the law. But compassion outran policy. And God turned a place of death into a place of deliverance. The sister stepped forward, bold, not afraid. Should I find someone to nurse this child? Pharaoh's daughter said yes. And just like that, the mother who thought she lost her son was paid to raise him. Here it is. When the enemy tries to take from you, God can return with provision attached. The child grew. When the time came, he was brought into the palace, raised among royalty, named Moses, because he was drawn out of water. God was already writing deliverance into his name. Years passed. Moses grew up, and one day he went out to see his people. Not the palace, the pain. He saw an Egyptian beating the Hebrew. He looked around, no one was watching, and in a moment of anger, Moses struck the Egyptian and buried him in the sand. The next day, he tried to step in again. 2 Hebrews fighting. Why hurt each other? The response cut deep. Who made you judge over us? Are you going to kill us too? Fear hit him. The secret was out. Pharaoh heard, and Pharaoh wanted him dead. So Moses ran. From palace to pasture, from prince to nobody, from confidence to silence. He sat by the well in Mendon. 7 daughters came to draw water. Shepherds pushed him away. Moses stood up, defended him, helped them. Purpose didn't disappear when he ran. It just changed scenery. Their father walked with him. Moses stayed. He married. He became a shepherd. And Moses named his son Gushmar, saying, I've been a foreigner in a strange land. In other words, this is not where I thought I'd be. Time passed. The king of Egypt died, but the oppression didn't. The people groaned. They cried out. All of their cries rose up to heaven. And God heard. God remembered his covenant. God saw their suffering. God knew. Let this land on you. God heard. God remembered. God saw. God knew. Even when Moses was hiding, even when the people were hurting, even when nothing would look like it was going to change, deliverance was already in motion. Exodus 2 teaches us this. You can be hidden and still chosen. You can mess up and still be called. You can run and still be in God's plan. And even when you feel forgotten, God is already preparing the rescue. The basket didn't sink. The promise didn't die. And the story wasn't even close to being over.